Welcome to your Deep Dives, everyone. Today we're diving into the Retail Innovation Toolkit by Constant Berkhout.
Oh, this is a good one. I think anyone who's ever, scratched their head at how stores are even still a thing with Amazon taking over, this is for them.
Right. It's like, forget just surviving. This book is about how to actually win in this crazy retail world. And it's gotten some serious buzz. I mean, it was even on the Management Book Top 100 list.
Yeah, and it's got praise from some big names in retail. I think that says a lot. It's not just theory, it's stuff that actually works.
Exactly. Plus, Berkhout himself, I mean, this isn't some, academic who's never actually set foot in a store.
Yeah.
This guy's worked with Kraft, Gillette, PepsiCo. He gets it.
Yeah, he's got that real-world experience. And you can tell, the way he talks about shoppers, he's really studied how people think, why they buy things.
Oh, for sure. So, okay, big takeaway right off the bat. Retail's not dead, but it is changing big time, massively transforming before our eyes.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Maybe not a perfect metaphor, but it is transforming.
No, I like that. It's like a whole new creature. So what's driving this change?
Well, you've got the obvious ones, like the online giants, but it's more than that. It's these really niche brands, direct to consumer, and shoppers are totally different now.
Oh, tell me about it.
I mean, they expect everything to be personalized. They want it now. They want to be wowed. Plus, you've got a million different products and all this data. It's overwhelming, really.
Seriously overwhelming. So where do we even start? If we're in retail, where do we even begin to make sense of this?
That's where Berkhout's toolkit comes in. He breaks down this, mountain of complexity, He makes it manageable. He's got these 7 key areas.
7 key areas.
Yeah, and he covers everything, like how to even figure out your game plan. Then he gets into how to design, literally the experience people have with your brand, your products.
Interesting.
It's not just about selling stuff anymore. It's like you're creating this whole world around what you're selling.
So it's kind of blending that traditional, nuts and bolts of retail with this whole other layer of experience and innovation.
Exactly, and he makes it practical. Doesn't matter if you're running a shop downtown or just selling online, this applies.
I love that. Okay, so to really dig into this, I think we have to talk about this one tool he calls the shopper decision tree, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Have you ever really stopped and thought about what makes someone actually choose to buy something? Like what's going on in their head?
I mean, yeah, you think about it, but not usually on a deep level.
Right. But there's a whole process there, and retailers, they need to understand it. So this shopper decision tree, it's like mapping that out, all those mental steps.
Okay, I'm all about a good metaphor. Break it down for me. How does this tree thing actually work?
So think of it this way. Every time a shopper makes a choice, it's like branching off on this tree. Let's say they need, headphones.
Headphones, okay.
First branch, are they thinking earbuds or those big over-ear ones? Then maybe it's, okay, how much do I want to spend? Each of those is another branch you see. They keep making these little choices till they get to, this is the one I'm buying.
So if you're a retailer and you can, visualize this tree for your category, you can see where you can, steer people in the right direction.
More than just steering. Think about it. You can actually anticipate what they need. Let's say you're selling those headphones online. You notice a lot of people getting hung up on, do I need noise cancellation or not?
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Right. You can put extra info there on your site, maybe testimonials.
Or even a quiz. What kind of headphone listener are you?
Exactly. You're getting ahead of their hesitation, making them feel good about their choice.
It's almost like customer service before they even know they need it.
That's a good way to put it. And that's what Berkhout is talking about with this whole experience design thing. It's about making it so smooth, so easy for the shopper.
Okay, so this decision tree, I can see it for headphones, clear choices, features, all that kind of. But what about impulse buys? That candy bar at the checkout.
Good point. And actually, Berkhout talks about this. He says even those little impulse things, there's a reason behind them.
Right? Like subconscious craving for sugar.
Maybe. Or it could be, I deserve a treat after this long shopping trip, It's still a need, even if they aren't thinking about it directly.
Huh. I never thought of it that way. So there's always this decision happening, even if we're not aware of it.
Exactly. And if you're a smart retailer, you can use that. Think about why magazines at the checkout always have those crazy headlines.
It's all psychology. This is fascinating. But, when we talk about all this retail innovation, it's easy to get caught up in the tech, the latest gadgets. Does Berkhout get into that?
He does. And actually, he warns against getting too focused on the tech, for tech's sake.
Oh, interesting.
He's all about, first, understand what your customer needs. Then figure out the best way to meet that need. It might involve some fancy new tech, or it might not.
So don't chase the shiny object. Make sure it actually does something useful for your customer and your business.
Exactly. It's that sweet spot, right, where what they need, what you're trying to do, and yeah, what's possible with technology all come together.
Speaking of sweet spots, I think it's time we dug into another one of Berkhout's tools. He talks a lot about this idea of unlearning and relearning. What's that all about? Unlearning and relearning. Okay, I'll admit, kind of sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? Like, how can you unlearn something?
It's more about, hitting the reset button on how you think about things. Especially in retail, things are changing so fast. What worked yesterday might not cut it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
So, being flexible, willing to adapt.
Right. But more than that, Berkhout talks about this idea of looking ahead, seeing the change coming. He calls it identifying the source of incrementality. But basically, where's that next wave going to come from?
Okay, so what's the next big thing? How do you even know?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yep.
But you got to be asking it. Is it a new product, new service, a whole new way to reach people?
I see. Keep your finger on the pulse, basically.
Exactly. Always be learning. He gives this great example about coffee.
Oh, yeah, everyone's got their fancy beans now.
Right. And Berkhout's point is these small roasters, they basically unlearned the old way of doing things.
The old, stack 'em high, sell 'em cheap approach.
Exactly. They're all about quality, sustainability, the story behind the beans, the whole experience.
And people are buying it. Literally. They're willing to pay more for that story, that feeling.
Exactly. They've tapped into something. It's like they had to, forget what they thought they knew about selling coffee and find a new way.
It's like that saying, innovate or die, but more like unlearn or die in this case.
Yeah, something like that. But that's the cool thing about Berkhout's book. He gives you the tools to do that. Whether it's this decision tree thing or unlearning, it's about seeing things with fresh eyes,
Totally. So as we wrap up here, if there's one thing you want listeners to take away from this deep dive, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to change. Seriously, that's it. Challenge everything, experiment. The more you try, the better your chances of hitting on that next big thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos, right?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, a huge thank you for joining me on this deep dive. This has been fascinating.
Anytime. Glad we could geek out on retail a bit.
And to everyone listening, whether you're running a shop, shopping online, or just trying to understand this crazy world, keep your minds open and keep innovating. Until next time.